Good morning. Welcome to Fibertown. I am Emily, Chain of Fools on Ravelry, and Fibertown with an R-E on other places. Welcome to episode 48. It is the 6th of January, 2014. So, Happy New Year. I'm glad you all are here. It's a Monday morning. I'm in my kitchen, and it's kind of an impromptu show. I hadn't planned to record today, but it's been a while and things are piling up, and I have this hunch that my kiddos who are finally back at school might be home tomorrow. So it's supposed to be like cruelly cold, and I think the schools will at least be delayed. So I wanted to go ahead and catch up with you all today. I am wearing an old finished object. This is it's on backwards. This is the fountain pen shawl. I don't remember who designed it. I knit it out of dragonfly squishy lace in the Velvet Underground colorway. I knit this a couple years ago, and I've just been using it lately because it is cold here. But I am adoring this. The squishy lace is fabulous. So yeah. So we have a lot on the list today. I'm looking at it right now. We've got a drawing. I'm just going to say who it is right now. It was number 262 for the December finished objects, and that is Yvonne Evihia, who is from Sweden. So Yvonne, PM me. Tell me which pattern you would like me to gift you. You have your choice of up to $7. So congratulations, and the January thread is open. There are things in there already. So enter and see if you win. Okay, I want to say, let's see, some thank yous to people who left iTunes reviews. And those people are Nan Randa, PJ McMullen, Knittin' Wolf, Oh My, and Flenaz. Thank you guys so much. Awesome holiday present. And a welcome to someone who has introduced herself in the introductions thread on the Fibertown podcast group. That is Sarah Pomegranate. And she has a podcast which I've been meaning to recommend to you guys. It's Yarns at Yinhoo, Yinhoo, and she has got a very classy podcast. It's very professionally, at least to me, who does this kind of ad hoc. It seems very professional, very well done, super interesting content. She's got a fabulous voice. She's a teacher. She knows how to present material, and I really enjoy it. And she's got an interesting mix of content. So yes, go ahead and check her out. Yarns at Yinhoo. Okay, so we have show and tell. We have one whip, which is just shocking. Weaving, sewing, spinning, all of the fiber arts. I've been doing them all over the break. And then we have a large miscellaneous section. So, yes, and a rav tip. Someone has, I'll get there later. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. So let me show you my show and tell first off. I have completed the Oak Trail hat by Alana Dacos out of some handspun. And I'm not putting this on. Here it is on my styrofoam head. Isn't this Downton Abbey season 4? Come on. It's totally Roaring Twenties cloche style. Cloche means bell in French, by the way. And yep, there's the oak leaf. It was super fun to do. Super fun. Decreases. Now my oak trail is very slouchy. It's much slouchier on my head than on this head. And that is the result of me using this yarn. I really thought this was not going to fit me. However, it does. So this was hand spun Rambouillet 3-ply. The stitch definition is fantastic. This was Rambouillet top from Reflections at Rocklands, who has my favorite Rambouillet. And I had to go up to get a fabric I liked. I actually knit the top of the hat. I knit the brim on size 8s. And I knit the top of the hat on size 10.5s. I am a tight knitter. And that's why it's slouchy, but otherwise the fabric was just not fun to knit, and it was just not pleasant. So I love it. I'm not sure if I'm going to dye it or not. We'll see. But it is very, very roaring 20s, and it looks adorable on, and I will be making more of these. So that's the Oak Trail by Alana Dacos. My other FO, my other show and tell, is just fresh off the needles, and this is the Monster Cowl by Julia Allen. And I used leftovers from my hero sweater, so it is not blocked yet. I just seamed it, and let's see, I used Cascade 220 for the plum, and then all the other colors are Stonehenge, Woolen Mill, Shepherd, oh, what's it called? Shepherd worsted? It's the worsted weight. Shepherd's wool. And I love the colors. It's very modern and graphic, and I think I might steam block it. It was, you know, I don't like knitting rectangular things, long scarves. This was a bit of a chore for me to finish. But it is finally done, and I did it according to pattern except for two things. I did not cut any of the yarn. I carried all three yarns at a time, up the side. And let me show you, that's what it looks like. It rolls, it's totally fine. I'm not cut. Can you imagine weaving in all those ends? No. And that was one modification, and the other modification was the way I seamed it. There is a provisional cast on, and she wants you to graft using a Kitchener stitch in the end. Now it's not an insignificant amount of stitches. That's gonna take me a while to Kitchener all those. Here's my 3 needle bind off instead. Do you see that? Where the gray meets the yellow. And that just gives me a little clue about where to put the back. And frankly, there's the seam. Can't tell from this end. That's where I wove in my ends. So I think once this is blocked, I will be able to get it around twice comfortably. I can do it now, but it's a bit tight. So it apparently stretches a lot. So that's the Monster Cowl. That is it for show and tell. Okay, whips. Went to the movies the other night with my husband. We went to see Catching Fire, the second Hunger Games movie, and all of a sudden I panicked because I didn't have movie knitting. So this hasn't been worked on a lot, but I quickly did the ribbing because I can't keep track of ribbing in the dark. And started a sock. Now the movie was rather tense. I stopped knitting at some point, but I'm so happy to be knitting socks again. I can't even say. These are vanilla, my plain vanilla sock recipe on my US 1.5 Chowgu red lace magic loop. US 1.5 is a 2.5 millimeter. I think this is a 32-inch needle, and this is Patton's Croy. And this colorway is the Singin' the Blues stripes. So, yay for more socks. And I'll show you the bag later on. It's one of my new bags. It's kind of exciting because I sewed and I wove and I spun, and I've had a great break. There hasn't been a ton of knitting. It's sort of, but you know, small things. So that is it for whips. Let's talk weaving. The rainbow plaid cotton scarf I have decided to gift. It's going in the mail today. While this is compressing and uploading, I will be heading to the post office, and that will be going out to its recipient. I hope she likes it. It was woven with love and the best intentions. So mistakes are just, I don't know, it's fine. I showed you the warp. Well, it was almost completed warp for my Saori, S-A-O-R-I, Saori weaving trial. And oh my gosh, that is so much fun. Let me just show you my basket. This is my usual basket. I have just got so much stuff in here. I have hand spun wool. I have wool from Kelly. This is churro, Navajo churro wool from Taos, and I've got the other one in here somewhere. I have fabric scraps. I have more fabric scraps. I have, did I some old suede wool I have. some Noro, some more hand spun, just bits and bobs of some of my earliest hand spun. Plus I have roving and top. And so I just went to town. I love this. I hope you guys like it. I don't know what it is, what purpose it serves. And I have not knotted the fringe yet. But you know what? I don't think I'm going to really worry about it. This is my Sayori weaving project. Okay, let me start from one end and tell you about it. So the warp was, oh my gosh, it was that suede wool. So this right here is my header. I'll take out later. There was suede wool, there was ribbon wool, there was hand spun, there was cotton, there was some manos, tons of stuff in the warp. So there's the warp. For the weft, this was crazy hard to warp because I couldn't see what I was doing half the time with all of the different warp yarns. And I know that you can buy ready-made warps for Sayori weaving. And that's, my friend went on Etsy and kind of was like, have you seen everything? So, oh my gosh, so much fun. Well, my point with that was that I messed up on the warp. I missed slots, I missed holes, I double threaded some of my holes and didn't realize it. And you know what? It didn't matter. You can see right here that, see right there? I had missed a hole, but that's okay. It gives texture to the weaving. So this was an alpaca pencil roving type yarn. And let's see what else. Oh, these are mohair locks, this teal color right here. And I've got this, let's see. Here's some hand spun. Here's some more roving. Oh, what is this? Oh, this purple right here. Isn't this gorgeous? I used a lot of scraps that Marlisha, Lady Fernico, had given me at Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival that she had received at a spinning meetup, and she just said she's not a spinner, she's not going to use them. So this purple roving was from that, and it was sort of a little batlet. And let's see what else. I've got some cotton. Oh, I tried. Oh, this was my Joanna Spring batlet that she had sent me, the orange and purple. And let's see. Oh, look at the mohair locks. Look at the curly. I just let them hang out the side. More mohair. Okay, right here, see that white and brown? I tried a new technique called clasped weft. And that was super fun. And you can make geometric designs. I did some more down here with the yarn from Kelly. This is the rust color and this is the blue. And basically you wrap the weft threads around each other and you don't have them go all the way through the warp. You can make, like, as I said, geometrical designs. What I learned about that is that it's much better done on a plain warp. You can see the design much better. So I will know that for next time. More mohair locks and green roving. Oh my goodness, so much fun. So, yes, I will be doing more of this, although it is quite a project. So, yay. The next thing that's going on my loom is this. This is some fiber optic hand spun. One of her silk and merino braids, gradient braids. And I knit this already, as you may be able to tell. I need to rewash it. And it was before I discovered woolen spinning. And I spun this worsted, which means I didn't let, I inch formed it. I didn't let a lot of air into the singles. And it's very dense. Worsted yarn is much denser than woolen. And I knit it into a hat and I just didn't like the feel of it. It was too heavy. The yarn is too cord-like for me. And I think that definitely has its purpose, but I need to work on maybe doing a better worsted that's not so dense and so cord-like. I'm gonna weave it and see what it turns out to be. It should be a beautiful gradient scarf, and I'll use a lightweight warp, I think. I'm not sure. So it's teals and turquoise and coffee browns and a really dark bluey brown. So that should be kind of gorgeous. That's it for weaving. I've had a blast. So I'm gonna put that on the loom soon and keep weaving. Sewing. I had some commissions to do. You know, I'm not a very good sewer. There's no danger of me opening an Etsy store for project bags. Seriously. You'll see why in a minute. But I made some sachets just out of scraps with lavender in them for my daughter and myself. I love this one. This one's for my daughter. And they've been sitting here and I've just been enjoying the smell. You can crush them, and I'm keeping them with my yarn stash. Well, this one. No, this one's my daughter's. Keeping this one with the yarn stash because it is a moth repellent. Other sewing I did was for a friend who loves pink and green. I think I showed you guys this fabric. Sorry, my dishes are clean. Do not cut fabric when you are drinking wine, is the moral of this story, because I ended up with a very tall and skinny bag where the lining doesn't go all the way down. Anyway, it's got palm trees for the lining, and the corners on this one are pretty well done. The dimensions aren't quite right, but I made some lime green cording with just some mercerized cotton yarn for the drawstring. Excuse me. I've had a bit of a cold and thought I was coming down with a sore throat yesterday and sort of went to bed, and I'm much better today, but occasionally I'll get a bit tickly in my throat and my nose. So that's for my friend. She loves these colors. I love this one. This is the same kind of drawstring, and the inside looks like this. And I had to resew. I had to resew what I had cut the night before and then recut it. And so there were seams that shouldn't have been here in this particular fabric. And that meant that I screwed up one of the corners. Look at that. Oops. So the dimensions of this bag are correct, but look. Oh, man. But you know what? It's functional. My last sewing item was this. This is what I have my whip in. And this is some rice we order online for making paella. This was 5 kilos, 11 pounds, and we were getting towards the end of it. And my husband makes an amazing paella. And we get it from this place, Tienda in Williamsburg, Virginia. They have a brick and mortar store too, which is pretty awesome. But Spanish food products and so forth. So I just took this bag, dumped out the remaining rice into a Ziploc, and folded down the top, cut some of the seams, and made a drawstring. Ta-doo! Kalispara rice. Paella rice. So I have a paella rice bag now. And that is it for sewing. Is that it for sewing? Oh, but yes. No, that's not it for sewing. Oh my gosh. I made a spindle bag too. Forgot about this one. More of the pink and green. This is for me. I made a satin lining so that the fiber won't stick to it. And then I've attempted to make a spindle protective case. Now I got a, what is this, 1.5 liter water bottle, but it's too small. Okay, but what I did is cut the top open. I left a bit of the plastic as a hinge. I covered it in some of my daughter's washi tape. And, oh look, there's my spindle bowl, my lap bowl, and my Spanish peacock spindle with my gourmet stash poonies on there. So pretty. And anyway, I recently got another bottle of water, waiting for it to dry out. Should fit in there, more or less. So yeah, I'm working on a way to protect my spindles because I'll be traveling with them this summer. So yeah. And there is not a speck of fiber on the interior of this. Yay. So there is a real need for better spindle bags out there in the Etsy-ish world. And this one I did everything correct. I made a bigger bag and the dimensions are correct. The corners are great. So, okay. I also sewed a snuggle. This is some just leftover fleece. I made my daughter pajama pants. It's from a tutorial I linked a while back. And this will be a snuggle I will send in for the Yarnivore podcast's snuggle along. She does a, I don't know what you'd call it. It's not a fundraiser. She has people make pet blankets. So this is my sewn one. One of them. I may do another one. Very, very easy. I forgot, and a very astute viewer reminded me that I had shown you all a package from Spain without opening it. And I knew there would be things in there from my mother-in-law, handmade things. So without further ado, the owls. She sent these. Sorry, I just lost my screen. She sent these for my kiddos. Aren't they adorable? They are handmade toys. Take a look. With little towels. Handmade owls. Little tails, rather. Adorable, adorable. Oh, let me just show you this one. No, this one. Look at the eyes. They are embroidered with some sort of chain stitch. I feel like the owl is podcasting now. So expressive. Look at that. Can you all see that? Insane. This one is just fabric made eyes. She does this all by hand. Every bit of stitching is by hand, like her quilts. Even the quilting is done by hand. She's insane and very talented. Spinning. Oh my gosh, how much have I been talking? Okay, oh my gosh. All right, spinning. I cleaned Fiona. She needed it badly. She's covered in oil and dust and fiber and yeah. So what did I do? I dusted her, then I washed her with Murphy's oil soap, and then I wiped down all the metal parts, got all of the grease off, and then I rubbed in my homemade wood wax, wood balm. I don't know what it's not a wax. It has olive oil, beeswax, and lavender essential oils. So I just applied the wax, the treatment rather, and I left it overnight, and then I rubbed it all in the next day. She looks fantastic. The first thing I spun on her is what is hopefully the last of my spinning for my Alber's cowl. This is, oh my gosh, it smells good. This is 100% merino, plain Jane Poonies. Jane as in Jane from Firefly. Plain Jane Poonies, and this is a 3-ply, 1.5 ounces. I got extra of this. It's nicely balanced, and I think this is about 75 yards, which is a bit thicker than I can get 75 yards from 1 ounce, and this is 75 from 1.5 ounces. So it is thicker. So all of the yarns I've done for this have been 3-ply. Mostly they've been done on spindles. And with my Tibetan spindle, I can get a very thin 3-ply. So this is a little squishier and bigger, but it's gonna be garter stitch. I think it's gonna be amazing. That's gonna be the Alber's Cowl by Ann Weaver. And that's gonna be cast on pretty soon. So that is it for spinning. But what's next? I have a lot of up and coming and miscellaneous. So another thing that's going on my needles soon is the Follow Your Arrow Cowl by Isolde Teague. And she recommends 2 solid fingering weight yarns. So I've had fun getting all of my solid colored fingering weight yarns out. And most of them are hazelnuts or things that I dyed myself at Dragonfly Fibers when I took a dye class there. I have 4 skeins of fairly solid but kind of tonalish. But what I decided on are these 2. I'm so excited. Okay. Y'all seen this? Oh, and I don't know why it looks so red. This is called Cherry Fizz, and this is Entice, which is their MCN blend. It's got cashmere. And I'm going to pair it with Artisan Sock in Sassafras, which is, It's a brown, but this is looking red and brown. It's very not red and brown. It's pink and brown. And I think it's gonna be kind of chic looking. So lots, my ball winder is coming out very soon because I have lots to wind. What else? Yes, my oh no! Handspun is on the floor. It's not even the dog's fault. I'm going to knit up some fingerless mitts. I need a new pair of fingerless mitts. And this is Border Leicester from Reflections at Rocklands. It's a 3-ply. I'm going to invent a pattern. It's going to be cabled. And that's going to be really nice. What else? Up and coming. Alber's Cowl, fingerless mitts. Isolde Teague, knit along. Also up and coming. Oh, I know what I forgot to bring. I forgot the handspun cowl slash shawlette, capelet, sorry, slash wimple that I made. A lot of you asked me if I would write that pattern up, and now that the holidays are over, I think I will. I don't think I'll charge for it. It's super, super simple. But I'll see if I can write up a recipe for that. That was that blue and cream one. It's on my project page. It's called Moonlight Thingy. And so many of you asked about it that I might do a better job on my project page of putting the instructions for how I did it. Okay. Also up and coming, I'm going to be doing some washcloths. Amy from Hudson Valley Knits is doing a washcloth drive this year. I can't remember the quantity she's going for, but basically she helps at some retirement homes, especially around the holidays, and she was just kind of unhappy with the quality of gifts that they were given. They were just given really sort of hospital grade and broken hotel soaps, hospital grade like slippers and broken hotel soaps as holiday gifts, and a lot of these people are lonely, don't have anyone. And this is something that's also dear to my heart. I just a few weeks ago lost my surrogate grandfather. He was 92 and very ready to go, but was really the only grandfather figure I had in my life. And I saw him very frequently towards the end of his life, and I'm not sad because he was ready. So he kept saying, I wake up every day and I'm still alive. It's just not happening, but I'm ready. And he eventually did. He died very unexpectedly. Not really, though, because he was 92, but he went very well, very quickly and easily. And but I saw him at the end of his life and how much he needed contact with people, and really he was by himself in a small convalescent home bedroom. And so I understand completely where Amy is coming from when these people often don't have anyone who will even touch them or give them a hug. And so I will be knitting some washcloths, just as that nice sort of human touch and contact, and something that says somebody cared enough to do this for you and was thinking of you. So that is up and coming. The Hero Cal is almost over, and I'm not sure, I think they're between 6 and 8 finished objects, so you guys have a very good chance of winning the project bag by Joanna Spring of Knit Spin Farm, or my handspun fin. I believe this was about 175 yards. Squishy, woolen, so soft. So we have had a recent entry. Somebody knit their Hero in a week. Oh. So that goes until the 15th. So I am going to probably the next podcast have a list of everyone who has finished theirs so far, so I can just sort of double check with you all that I didn't miss anyone, because I'm going on the tag FT Hal plus the thread in the group. Excuse me while I have a drink. that was fun. That knit along, and I was pleased to see someone had finished one in the new year. Okay, more up and coming. My podiversary is this month. I will have been podcasting for 1 year, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to celebrate that, but I'm going to be thinking about it in the next few weeks. I believe it was the last week in January that I did my first podcast, but I have a prize for it already. Look at how cute. This is from Knitting Geisha, handmade items, Nicole Lawrence. Take a look. And, oh, come on, focus. There we go. She has been making a lot of project bags. She is embroidery queen on Ravelry. I love this one. Oh my goodness, look. Oh, so cute. I love the fabric. Adore the colors. It's lined in a solid. It's just adorable. Little drawstring bag for socks. Oh my gosh. I love orange and pink together. And then the brown sets it off so beautifully. So this will be a podiversary prize. It's going back in this adorable bunny bag. And there will be more. I think there will be more hand spun from me. And we'll see what else. So thank you, Nicole Knitting Geisha, for that donation. And if you have something to donate for the podiversary, just drop me a line. Okay. These are my show notes. They're a little hard to read today. Okay. This is just a miscellaneous kind of cultural thing, knitting and pop culture, that I came across yesterday. I was not feeling well, and so I took my iPad and I watched some Netflix. And there is a Netflix original show called Lilyhammer, and it is a gangsterish thing. So if you are not fond of violence on TV, it's not for you, but I think it's pretty funny. It takes place in Norway, and it's sort of a New York gangster who is witness protected himself, relocated himself to Norway for various reasons. But, and there's knitting, like in the very first episode, lady knitting on a train in Norway. However, I'm on the second season, and there is a man, another gangster, a Norwegian one, who is knitting for a baby. And all the other men are making fun of him, and he's like, haven't you heard of Arne and Carlos? And I don't know if you've heard of Arne and Carlos, but I have. They're on Instagram. I think they've published several books. One is Christmas Balls to Knit. They're hilarious. I guess they're Norwegian, but I knew they were Scandinavian. But he was like, haven't you ever heard of Arne and Carlos? Lots of men knit now. And he was knitting a pair of baby pants. And he gave them as a gift at the baby shower, half completed. And he was saying, yeah, I just have to do the seams, and he was talking all about his knitting to the other guys who were like, but he, the whole like pack of people was threatened by someone, and he garroted the someone with his circular needle. He took it out of the knitting, and yeah, anyway, it was pretty funny. So that was from Lilyhammer. Okay, so let's wrap this up, shall we? 2 things left to talk about. One is a Ravelry tip. MZ Purple on the what do you want to hear about, see about, what do you want to ask thread asked if I could do a Ravelry tip from time to time. And I don't know if I know, she asked for it every week. I have one for you today. I can't promise every week, but I wanted to show you something that I love, doing a lot of spinning. And this is fairly new on Ravelry. So here you have the clapotis pattern, right? If you scroll down, actually, if you go over here and you click on projects, and there are 21,052 clapotis projects. So I'm clicking on the projects. It's loading. Okay, here we are on the first page of projects rather. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. Now, if you see down here, it says 97 hand-spun projects. So I often want to see a project where people have done it out of hand-spun. And recently, you couldn't do this unless you scrolled through all of the projects. But now, if you go down to the bottom of the page, this is on the first page, it may be on other pages as well. I'm going to click on handspun projects. I want to see all of the handspun clapotis. Ah, here we go. So that's a little wrap tip. I love that because then I can get an idea of maybe how it looks in different kinds of handspuns. Do I want to go that route or do I want to use a commercial yarn? Ooh, these are pretty. Anyway, that is your wrap tip for the day, for the week. What else? So yeah, I'm going to be using that thread quite frequently just to talk to you guys about whatever you want to know about that I can answer. I am definitely not an expert on a lot of subjects that people have asked me to expound on. But, you know, I'm an expert on how I do it, so I'll be happy to talk about some things. So I wanted to do a quick year in review for 2013, and then I'm going to wrap this up. I don't have knitting goals for 2014. Things change too much, and all I know is I like to knit a lot, and I'm going to do that. So, oh my gosh, I either knit, I organized my RAV projects. Ooh, there's another up and coming. I'm going to knit a stick shift cozy for my husband's car because the leather on his stick shift is wearing off. There is a pattern on RAV. I will show you at some point. So I knit a lot of socks. I knit 12 pairs. I knit 13 hats, 7 sweaters, which does also count baby and kid sweaters. 8 things for the home, 9 toys, 7 pairs of mittens. This is insane. 6 scarves, only 4 shawls. That's light on shawls for me. 1 item of jewelry. I don't even remember what that was. And 3 cowls. So it was either 68 or 72. Apparently there's some question about that. I don't know why. Because it should all be on my RAV. And I've shown you this before, but it has been a while. So as soon as I enter a new project into my notebook, I will tag it. See all those tags? Those tabs up top? I have kids, and then I have all of these years. So I can click on 2013 and see how many projects, see what they are that I've done. So I will always tag a project with the year in which it was completed. And then I even have a tag for purple. So I can click on my purple tab and see everything I've ever knit that's purple. I have a Noro tab. I have colorwork tab, cables tab, a weaving tab. And then I have tabs for tags such as scarves, cowls, sweaters, socks, etc. So I'm able to keep track pretty well of what I've been doing, and it satisfies my geeky little heart. So yes, indeed. So who knows what 2014 will bring knitting wise. But I do think I'm gonna hit the 300 project mark, which is super exciting. I'm probably already there, but for a while I didn't enter a lot of my projects, and I'm sure there are a good 20 or 30 that I have not put on RAV, but officially I will hit the 300 club. So it was fun chatting with you guys. My goodness, this is going to be long. Alice would like to say hey and Happy New Year. She is trying to keep warm. She's on the couch having her morning nap. So I want you guys to stay warm, and yeah, until I see you next time, take care. Bye-bye.